fellow toastmasters. Love and happiness. Something that'll make you do right, make you do wrong. We know that song, right? We heard that. Y'all better at least pretend y'all heard it, or I'm going to have to sing it for you, and you don't want that, trust me. So let's all act like we know that old Al Green classic, Love and Happiness. In my previous life, before I decided to go to law school, I actually was a certified relationship counselor and therapist. And I would talk to these couples that would come in all the time and try to explain to them that in order for your life to be together and for this to work out, you have got to find love and happiness. Now, I'm going to give you 3 steps to help you find love and happiness. First, you must know that it's love and happiness. Not or, but and. The two have to be joined together. Secondly, you have to understand to love yourself better than anyone else. And thirdly, you have to have the basis. Now, let me start with the first point. Too many people do not understand that when Al Green sung those words, he got it exactly right. Love and happiness. The two are mutually exclusive. They are joined together. They are linked in. You cannot have one if you do not have the other. It always amazes me how people will not allow themselves to be unhappy in any other situation, but when it comes to their relationship, they deal with it. You go to your job, and as soon as your supervisor tells you one word you don't like, you all over her and telling her, I don't think so, I'm not going to do it, it ain't in my description. But yet, you go home and be talked down to. You go home and get dogged out. You go home and wallow in misery. You lock yourself in your room and don't want to live with the person in there. You come in late so that he's already asleep so you don't have to see him that day. And I just don't understand how it is that we can allow ourselves to not be in any other situation. We're not going to be unhappy, but when it comes to our home life, we choose to accept that. Well, I'm here to tell you that as long as you don't have happiness, you'll never truly have love for yourself or for anyone else. The old folks used to say, I'd rather be alone than unhappy. For some reason, our newer generation has seemed to forget that. And we just say, well, I have to have somebody with me, so I'll deal with the unhappiness. This, my friends, is a big mistake. Second thing that I want to talk to you about begins to under the process of understanding that you have to love yourself better than anyone else. Now, you cannot, I told you earlier, you got to find happiness. Well, Dr. Jennifer Lawrence Cooper would always say in her book that you cannot find happiness until you find you. You have to know the things inside of you that makes you happy. You have to know what it is that makes you you, that fulfills you, that keeps you full. If you're not full, how can anyone else ever make you full? How can you give in a relationship one-on-one when you don't know yourself? You have to learn to understand that I have to find me. And I have to love me better than anybody else. When you treat yourself like a king or queen, you will not allow anyone else to treat you less than. I put myself here. So any woman that wants to get with me, you got to put me here too. This won't work. That'll show you the door. You have to be here with me. Why? Because I love myself enough to know what I deserve, how I deserve to be treated, what I want, and what I'm looking for. And I love me so much to know that I'm going to find it, and if not, I'm still going to be happy because I'm me. You have got to learn to process yourself in that same way. Love you better than anybody else. There is no man or woman that can make you as fulfilled as you can make yourself. When you look in that mirror and you say, you know what? I am proud of everything I've done. I'm proud of everything I've accomplished. I am proud of the person I am. You will feel so much better than any man or woman telling you I love you any day. Now, if you get both, that's great. But until you get the first part, you, that other one is not going to matter. Because I tell you, love is just a 4-letter word. Please believe me. The next thing you have to do is you have to get the basis. Now, the base is the most important part of everything we do. It's the foundation. From building a house to anything you do, you have to have the base solid. If the base is not solid, everything else is going to come down. You have got to find a basis in your relationship. Once you get past finding you, once you get past happiness, there still has to be a base there. Now, for me, and when I would always counsel, our base always had to be, that relationship has to be rooted on the love of Jesus Christ. If you do not have God as the basis of what is going there, that relationship will always crumble. Anything that is out there that is thrown your way will come in between and will help those walls come down if you don't have God as that rock between the both of you. It can't be one or the other. You both have got to be rooted and standing firm on the word of God, living your relationship in the way that God has ordained it. I ain't going to step on no toes and go too far with that, but you cannot ask God to bless your relationship if your relationship is doing everything God has told you not to do. So, if you have God as the basis of that relationship can never crumble. In conclusion, I just want to say that I want everyone to find love and happiness. I do. And if you follow the 3 steps of understanding that love and happiness go together, learning how to love yourself better than anybody else, and getting your base right, I guarantee you love and happiness will not be just a song you play when you want to get your old school on. It will be something you live. Thank you.
A round of applause for all of our contestants one more time.